Is it really possible for a tiny tweak to your morning coffee routine to ignite your metabolism and put your body into full fat-burning mode for the rest of the day?
Check out the link in the video description now and transform your morning coffee into a metabolism-boosting super drink.
8 Israeli soldiers have been killed in the Gaza Strip as forces continue to push in and around the southern city of Rafah. Hamas had earlier said its fighters had ambushed an armored personnel carrier, killing and wounding a number of Israeli soldiers, in the Tel al-Sultan area in the west of Rafah. Israeli tanks advanced in Tel al-Sultan and shells landed in the coastal area. Hamas claimed to have ambushed the truck, but Israeli forces say it's unclear if the device was planted ahead of time. The Israeli military on Saturday said its forces in Rafah, the southernmost city in Gaza, close to the border with Egypt, had captured large quantities of weapons, both above ground and concealed in the extensive tunnel network built by Hamas. Despite growing international pressure for a ceasefire, an agreement to halt the fighting still appears distant, more than 8 months since the start of the war in October. In Israeli air strikes on 2 houses in Gaza City suburbs, residents said at least 15 people were killed. 4 others were killed in separate attacks in the south, medics said. The Israeli military on Saturday said its forces in Rafah, the southernmost city in Gaza, close to the border with Egypt, had captured large quantities of weapons, both above ground and concealed in the extensive tunnel network built by Hamas. It said militants had on Friday fired 5 rockets from the humanitarian area in central Gaza. It said 2 had fallen in open areas in Israel and 3 fell short in Gaza. This is a further example of the cynical exploitation of humanitarian infrastructure and the civilian population as human shields by terror organizations in the Gaza Strip for their terrorist attacks, the military said. The Islamic Jihad armed wing, Al-Quds brigades, said on Saturday Israel could only regain its hostages in Gaza if it ended the war and pulled out forces from the enclave. A spokesman for Al-Quds brigades made the remarks in a video posted on Telegram. Islamic Jihad is a smaller ally of Hamas, which led a rampage in southern Israel on October 7 in which 1,200 people were killed and more than 250 taken hostage, according to Israeli tallies. More than 100 hostages are believed to remain captive in Gaza, although at least 40 have been declared dead in absentia by Israeli authorities. Since a week-long truce in November, repeated attempts to arrange a ceasefire have failed, with Hamas insisting on a permanent end to the war and full Israeli withdrawal from Gaza. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu refuses to end the war before Hamas is eradicated. At least 37,296 Palestinians, at least 30 of them in the past 24 hours, have been killed in Israel's military campaign to eliminate Hamas, according to the Gaza Health Ministry.